After this, the price definitely gotta go up. Oh. Yeah.
What you expect? Told you I wanted, I got it for less. Niggas be talking, I came to collect. Never forgive and I never forget. Shaking my hand, but they feeling the threat. Take the advance, but I'll take the percent. Locked in the lab and you see the effects. They posted my stories and get some respect. What you expect? Everything about a check. See me take up on the jet.
Yo, how's everyone doing? This is episode
66.
Never knows
episode
that episode.
of the What You Expect podcast. How's everyone doing? I hope everyone is safe. Before we get into this, I just want to, pray for everyone around the country who's dealing with, everything that's going on with this country. There's so much, like literally, there's a long list of things that are going on. Everyone, I just hope everyone is safe. Everyone is moving with purpose right now, and that's really all I have to say from me. But
definitely RIP, Mr. Floyd.
And RP,
prayers to all the other
literally
lost lives.
every day I keep hearing some new things. So,
so this prayers to all the lost lives to this shit. Prayers to the people involved in the protest. A lot of people getting beat up in LA and shit, and Philly. I heard, a lot of places on fire. So yeah, I heard the Bronx guy. So yeah, just man, prayers up to everybody. I hope everybody's safe, man.
And then also just last disclaimer, I know Sarky hit me today like, yo, everything's going on. Do we still want a podcast? And I was like, yo, at this point, we're the media. We got to pull up. It's kind of like a job. So I hope, today we can, have some serious conversation, but also give you guys some jokes because that's what we do is jokes here. So, I guess, do I have in-between music? All right, that's it. We have a guest today. Shout out to Tyrone. I don't like Tyrone. Introduce yourself. I was like, do I want to introduce this nigga? Like, nah, let him do himself.
Nah. I mean, it's weird that it's taken this long to finally be on, but nah, let's do it. This is the perfect time.
Shit. That's
that's
shit
not how you
intro.
introduce
That's not an intro.
That's not how you introduce yourself.
Who
Man.
are you?
Who are you,
Right
nigga?
corner. Who is this guy?
Like, who the hell is Tyrone Foster, nigga?
So since he doesn't know how to do this, Ty,
I am the website. All right. Last week was lit. Almost like 80, 90 articles in. I make this happen on the other side. So it's finally good to see my other child, the podcast, flourish.
Yes, he's the website.
I gotta talk my shit. Do I have to talk my shit for 65 episodes? Like,
can I do this for him? He doesn't know how to do this. So this is people who don't know, Ty's a longtime friend of basically everybody's here. We all went to school together, but he also works on the What You Expect website. He is one of the writers on
the editor-in-chief.
He is the editor-in-chief, one of the masterminds behind, basically everything that we've been doing for the past year or so. And Ty, shout your Instagram and all that shit for the people to follow you.
12 Trousers on both IG and Twitter. Newark over everybody. Let's go. We here.
Newark niggas.
Yo, actually, that's a perfect place to start. That's a perfect place to start. Around the country, everyone's protesting. On Saturday, I decided to put myself on the front lines. I was on Broad Street in Newark, New Jersey, Tyrone's beloved city.
The front
lines. Tyrone decided he wanted to go to Broad Street Donuts or some shit like that at the beach while niggas was protesting in the city. I just wanted to throw that out there. And then also, secondly, I want to throw out there that this nigga John went from being like, yo, I don't know what's going on. Like, I'm cool with everything to now he's wearing a Poetic Justice shirt and it's pink and I'm very confused. So there's just a lot going on right now. I don't know. Clearly people are at least, woke now, I guess. If they're finally hearing the preachings of Brother Dr. Umar Johnson's brother first, because he is a brother.
Have y'all seen Ty's love for Mr. Umar Johnson has rose significantly over the past.
What you say, Sarky?
I said, have y'all seen Kara going crazy online?
Oh yeah, shout out to Kara. So, Kara, she was on our podcast.
All right.
But Kara is literally I text Kara all the time and I'm like, yo, Kara X, what's good with you? So Kara is the new voice of Black people on Twitter and Instagram. So shout outs to Kara. Like she is taking this and she is the front line. So literally, shout out to her. She's doing work. Like, no one can say anything, but like, literally, her following is getting up. So hopefully, she uses her platform for good. Shout out to her. But how's everyone doing though? How's your weekend? How's everything going? A lot of shit's happening. I know John is now woke. He has his hair done and his shirt. I will highlight that again.
Yeah, you just eating this up. This is a big moment for you. This is a big moment for
honestly,
you. I don't understand.
Like this might be the best moment. Like there's 2 moments in my life where I can make fun of my friends. The first moment is when Della broke his foot playing 5th graders. and the second time is John now being woke and wearing a pink poetic justice shirt. So those are like the 2. These are good moments for me. So, but how's everyone doing?
Man, it's been a crazy week, man. It's been sheesh, I don't know, man. I feel like it's a lot. I just feel like everything's been a lot. It's been nuts. I went out to Jersey City with the prophet known as Vocals as well. To see.
Oh my god.
But no, all jokes aside, man, being out there and seeing it, I know Thor makes fun of me about it, but like it was really dope. You know what I'm saying? It was really just dope seeing all the people come out and like really just try to be on some real like dope shit. So definitely shout out to Jersey City. Cops, you know, they ain't starting any trouble. Nobody started any trouble. It wasn't no tension, anything like that. They, you know, did pretty well. You know, and I know Trenton has some issues, and actually, I think Asbury was wilding yesterday, from what I've seen on Twitter.
Where's Asbury? Because I have no clue.
Down the shore.
No, but is it like down the shore by Wildwood or like down the shore by Seaside in Belmont?
Yeah,
Belmont
Belmont
Seaside. Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, it was just, you know, it was just wild, man. And I know, like, honestly, I feel like I didn't do nothing special. You know, I just felt like, you know, we all kind of just did however we did it. I know everybody talk in the chat. I know everybody did, you know, things their own way, but I feel like, you know, everybody just did some basic shit with just like, you know, especially with what happened to Mr. Floyd, which was nuts to see again. And it was what really bugged me out too was like that. I remember watching that video that day, and the first video I saw was actually the lady in New York City and the guy. And I remember that story picked up, you know, steam, and like the Floyd situation hit, and it didn't really pick up steam till later in the day. And then it was almost like overnight, like the shit went, you know, it just caught flames, and it was wild to see like in real time.
That's a fact. What about the rest of y'all? Nothing.
Not doing much. No.
I guess y'all niggas been in the crib. Y'all ain't going to no protest. Y'all don't care about shit.
Yeah, I talked to a couple of my white friends.
Y'all niggas made a moment of silence like we were planning it. Like, actually, I got a question for you. How do y'all feel about looting versus peaceful protests?
Ooh.
Wow, you want to lead off with that one, huh?
We're on this, so we might as well, you know, do this before we get into jokes.
I feel like we did it the right way, right? We started with the peaceful protest, and then we just kind of felt like, you know, they didn't put all the officers in, right? There's like still three of them out there walking, so then we were like, fuck it, we're looting now. Maybe y'all listen to us and finally arrest the last 3. So I think we did it in the right process.
Wait, Tom, I have a question. Do you guys think that all this is happening because of the arrest? Like the lack of arrest?
No.
It's a buildup. It's a buildup. It's a buildup of things.
I think if they arrested all of them, we're still out there.
I don't think
I don't think so. Actually,
we're definitely protesting, but we're not looting.
What's the arrest though? Like the arrest isn't justice. The arrest isn't them being sentenced. Like it's just an arrest.
And
like
they can still get off. It's not. But not even that. It's not fixing the system. Like that's like
that's what I'm saying. The system is
there's still no accountability at all.
Yeah, we're gonna have another George. Like he's the face of this. But if the system don't get fixed, we're just gonna have another person fit the profile. You know what I'm saying? We've been seeing this.
This is my question for you, John. So, like you said, we've been seeing this, right? So, why do we think protest is still gonna work? We've been doing this. Our ancestors have been doing this, and it's been this over and over again.
Actually, I had the perfect thing for that. Unless John wants to go first, but
no, please go ahead.
So it's funny. I don't want to quote Dr. Umar Johnson, but he be saying some real shit. He was like, he literally broke it down. He broke it down twofold. He was like, black people. I forgot what the third thing he said was, but it was like there's riots, there's revolution, and then there was like a third level to change the system. And he said he basically called riots and these like short-term protest temper tantrums. Like short-term, like people just get mad and they're just reacting. Once you get into revolution mode, like people are, like hitting certain spots for, like with a purpose, you know what I'm saying? Like it's the same thing with white people, how they, what they call it, Western colonization. Like they hit those African countries specifically with a purpose. They looted those countries. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, that's literally what
America,
that's literally what America did to build America. And Dr. Umar Johnson, his whole thing is like, unless we do that or leave America, there's going to be no resolution. And I understand why he's saying that, which is why at first I was like, yo, looting's not going to do anything. Looting's not going to do anything. But then I thought about it and I was like, at the end of the day, we've done the peaceful protests. Like even Baltimore was like two days where they looted and it was just Baltimore. Now you're seeing it in a bunch of countries. Today, even Kev hit me up talking about how he's Kev's here so he can speak for himself, but he was talking about how some of his white friends had hit him up talking about like, now they get it. And I was like, yo, Kev, what about, like they've been alive long enough, if they're around our age to have seen multiple black men die unjustly to police brutality. So to me, it's just like, this is kind of a wake up call. So it's like, just keep the pedal to the metal at this point, because clearly it's not touching everybody.
And the thing about that too is like Stephen Jackson, who, was homeboys with George Floyd, said too about like how the best thing that's helped the black community is the cell phone, is getting to record this stuff on video so people see that this is as bad as everybody's saying it is. And so it's good to see that is helped, but like as you guys were saying earlier, like even the little bit of justice that's happened hasn't stopped people from doing it. And so the thing is that these riots and all this looting, if this is the thing that's getting people's attention to show you like, yo, we're done just waiting for justice to happen, then I mean, is it right? No, but we passed right and wrong a long time ago. So
can I tell you guys what my mom? Can I tell you guys what my mom said to me? I didn't tell Tyrone yet because like my mom is like Ty's second mom.
Yeah,
and so like I haven't told Ty because I want to tell him on the podcast. But I was at my mom's house. She was basically talking about background story. So my mom is a biracial Ghanaian. So like her pops is white, but she's an African. She came here when she was 22, and she went right into the medical system, and she just has a beef with African American people because when she came here, like African American people would be like, go back to your country, you're still in our jobs. So my mom always has that, like, and I know a lot of African and Caribbeans have that. They have that beef. So my mom was like, yeah, what happened to George Floyd was so wrong, yada, yada, yada. She kept going. But I was like, Mom, I know you don't, like, I know you think this is just a one-off scenario, but it's a whole system. And then my sisters were like, if it was, so her main thing was, they shouldn't be looting because those are people's businesses. And then my sisters were like, Mom, you would literally blow up every fucking building if it was me who died. And then my mom, listen, this is nuts. I know you guys hear. My mom literally was like, and mind you guys also know what just happened to me with my car and how I got profiled to lose my car. But my mom said, quote, it wouldn't happen to Steven. He acts right. And my sisters almost left the crib, like they were in their own crib. It's just like I was like, yo, Mom, I've been profiled by the cops many times, and literally it had nothing to do with how I was acting. It was none of that. Like she eventually apologized and understood what we were saying, but it's just the fact that there's those group of people who feel that way. And I think a lot of white people feel that way too. They're probably looking out like, oh, George Floyd might have did this, and this. They try to bring up his fucking fact that he was doing porn for a little bit, like just certain things like to bash his character. It's just like certain things that they're bringing up to bash his character to justify what the cops did. And I was just like, yo, like at the end of the day, if he was white, it wouldn't have happened.
Well, definitely not. And I heard the money wasn't even fake either that he was paying with it. The $20. I think that's why that whole thing happened.
Yeah, they called the cops on him because they said he gave him a counterfeit $20 bill.
Yeah,
can I ask you guys a question?
That paid the same $20 bill, and then he didn't get that same treatment. It was like something like that I saw. But I didn't look into it.
What's the question, Kevin?
All right, so Rush Limbaugh was on the Breakfast Club, and he asked this question.
Who's Rush Limbaugh? Who's Rush Limbaugh?
He's bringing up Rush Limbaugh?
My bad. All right, so
no, you have to inform the listeners. Like,
all right, so Rush Limbaugh is like a big time conservative radio talk host. he was just recently awarded the Presidential Medal of Freedom by President Trump. He's a diehard conservative white guy. So he went on the Breakfast Club for the first time ever to talk about the George Floyd case, and his question was, if George Floyd was white and this exact thing happened to him, would we have even known about it?
Like if he died?
So is that your question?
If the exact same thing happened, but George Floyd was white, would we have even known about it?
I mean, does that happen? Does that happen?
White people don't get mad about that stuff though.
But so I think the problem with that statement is though this is something that's been going on for so long, right? It's not like this is a isolated incident where people can just gloss over it. Like again, 4 years ago was Ferguson. Like this is something that consistently happens, and I think that's the major difference there. And even let's just say it does happen consistently in the white community. The rate that it happens to us in all types of forms is
much higher.
So ridiculously large.
Oh yeah, it's much higher.
That it's a clear difference. But again, if it happened to them over and over again at this rate, they would have been rioting. The Rush Limbaugh would have been with.
Yo, white people are writing about being self-quarantined. Like, they are with the shits. They will riot.
They would have waited 200 years to you know what I'm saying? Like, what are you talking? They would have been did this.
If it was unjust, if the cops had done something wrong in that situation, we definitely would have known about it. Definitely. Now, if he was walking out and like going at them, then maybe not. But
so that's my question. It's like I've never heard that before, but it has to happen. So maybe he's right.
It happens a lot.
He's right. No, it happens a lot though.
It does happen a lot. But
again, it's not the product of a system, though, right? It's not the product of a system that's like it's going out and discriminating against them.
What happens a lot?
It's not like they're discriminated against them, but it still shows like the level of police brutality and a lack of accountability in the departments. So
well, honestly, if anything, that should be more of a reason why niggas should be upset.
That's my main argument.
If that's your main argument, cool. Then you should be even more mad.
Yeah, you should be upset too.
You should be mad about that. You should be wanting to riot and do all this shit too. If you feel that way.
That was something my mom was saying, because she was like, I remember. So my mom came here in 87, I think. Yeah, my mom was 22. So actually, no, 86. She was 22. Yeah, that makes sense. So she came here, and 6 years later, Rodney King happened, and she was like, I remember seeing it on TV. I never saw white people out there. She was like, I'm just so amazed that white people are backing this cause. So it's like white people, there are large sections of white people that see this shit as fucking up.
Oh yeah.
They're needed.
100%.
They are needed.
And again, though, I will say that is a weird. Not even say weird, but that was the thing that caught my eye more than anything in all this was just the amount of fucking like non-black people who are really with the shits though. Like I'm talking about night one. I'm talking about day when shit was straight anarchy outside. They was with the shit. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, damn, this is wild to see.
Yeah, when we went to the Jersey City one, this white lady was handing me like all the protesters water. I was like, what is this white lady doing?
Me and John looked at each other like, yeah, I guess we'll take one, whatever. Like,
I thought she was trying to drug me. I was like, nah, and I was like, damn, I actually.
She's undercover.
I'm gonna keep it 2 Virgils. That's kind of crazy.
2 Virgils.
Hit the button.
So I did that to segue.
Can we go there?
Yeah, I was about to say I did that to segue. So how y'all feel about Virgil? And actually, background, because we always forget to do that.
Oh yeah. Let's what's the? Want to do it? I'll do it. Okay.
No, John, you are our background.
Okay, cool. So for people who don't know, what was this? Maybe Friday, Saturday? He did this Sunday. When did he do this?
It don't matter what day.
Okay, this weekend. So anyway, obviously people, showing their support with all the celebrities and everything like that, whether it's donating or going out in the field, whatever.
John, you have to say you have to say the first part though. The story, the part where his friend's store got looted.
Okay, so yes, so during the riots, Virgil. People who don't know who Virgil is, Virgil owns the Off-White brand. He is the head marketing designer for Louis Vuitton. Is that correct?
Head creative designer.
Okay, head creative designer for Louis Vuitton. So the first night of LA looting that happened. He basically posted a big thing on his story, how he was so hurt and devastated that his man's place got ran through from the rioting. So maybe a day later, as all the celebrities and everybody showing their support or whatever, he decides for some weird reason to post on his story that he's put up a donation. The donation was for $50. And I want for the listener who's listening, who still doesn't understand the significance, Virgil makes at least $10 to $20 million a year.
I actually just saw these worth about $4 million, but still.
Okay, cool. $4 million a year.
Still a million.
he makes millions of dollars a year. And we probably just talking about his work money. Who knows what other side shit he does, whatever. Right?
True.
So the man's a multi-millionaire. And he, for some reason, felt that posting his campaign or posting his donation of $50 was a good decision. I don't understand why nobody listens to their PR team in 2020, but that's where we are.
Yo, and also just to add to that, after he got backlash from that, he started emailing people talking about to basically protect his black card, that he's really for the people. And then niggas pulled up. And then niggas found his wife, and then that's when it gets nasty. So this is the thing. If you had I feel like
I didn't see this.
I tell all my friends this that date other races. Like, if you're gonna do some wild shit, like be sure they will find who your girl is, and they will crack jokes. So, they found Virgil looking like the Get Out fucking picture where he's holding his kids, but he looked like he was the butler. Like, it's just a lot happening.
Oh my god!
So, like, you will get canceled. That's what he looked like. I didn't know he was before this. Did you guys know he was dating a white woman?
I had no idea.
He sounds like
I assumed he did.
I mean, you can assume that, but it's just like it wasn't public knowledge that Virgil was dating white women.
Dwad, do you have a comment? Because he's gone in, right?
Yeah, me and Sarky already talked about it. I don't want to bring it up. Why would you bring it up?
Do you two have an official comment on behalf of
my official comment? My official comment is we're still investigating the details.
What a cop!
The cops do, right? We're still investigating the details. I know it's on camera, but we don't know. It might have been 2 more zeros. But yeah, actually, my question to that is, do you guys? So I'm big on we don't need everyone to speak. So it's like, do you guys feel celebrities need to speak? Because Desi spoke, canceled. Some girl, Simone B spoke, canceled. 2 other people spoke, canceled. Shorty was crying. Shorty was crying on
Tokyo.
Beyonce said people. Yo, Beyonce said people of color, people are trying to get mad at Beyonce's uncancelable, so people are just angry. And like, just small, like, people just, someone said, John just mentioned the name Tokyo Jet. I have no clue who that is.
Yeah, I don't know.
I think people also, I also think we have to remember though that although all this is going on, social media hasn't changed, and people are still fucking nuts on there. And like, people
are more nuts than usual. Oh, Karen Civil also was on the cancel list.
Yeah, Elizabeth Finest. I will say some people deserve to get canceled. There are some people who are just saying ridiculously stupid things. Like the Simone girl, I don't understand where her angle was. She was upset that people were upset by her insensitivity, and then try to say that everybody's broke again. It was such a weird thing that, like, I don't get it.
This is my confusion. It's like celebrities be like, oh, I don't have to post everything. I'm in, like, what I'm saying? I'm in the field. I'm doing this. I was already at a protest. I'm fine with that. Like, you don't have to post, but you guys coming out arrogant, like, oh, like, this is just social media. You're taking it too serious. Like, I was big before social media. Like, no, you weren't. Social media is what builds your career. Like, how are you going to come out with some arrogance?
And the thing is that I think the issue is that you post almost on like an everyday basis, getting people's attention, bringing people to your brand. And then when this is happening, suddenly you're quiet. And it's like, especially for most of these people we're talking about are black and cater to, ideally black audience. And it's like, now that this thing is happening to like your people, now you don't have anything to say. And I mean, it doesn't have to be on some like, you're on your Martin Luther King or your Malcolm X shit, but like, say something,
But let's also be fair though. Let's also be fair because Beyonce said something and she got killed too. So let's be fair. Like it's
She
not,
got killed.
just,
She got killed, but she didn't get canceled.
But no, I know. My point is, canceling and kills are two different things. But again, we also have to understand no matter what, the problem really is people shouldn't be looking to celebrities as their leader or like their guiding. Like
I wish I saved the clip, but Malcolm X said that he was like, white people don't look to like at his time it was like Dick Gregory,
to like Bruce Springsteen or like whoever.
You know what I'm saying? He was saying like, why am I looking to a comedian to talk about social injustice? Like I completely understand that. Like I'm not looking at Desi Banks to give me the think piece on what we should do. Like I'm here for Desi Banks for the jokes. I'm not here for you know what I'm saying. I'm not here to listen to Drake to tell me like, yo, we're about to go hit Target tonight. Like Drake, I understand if you're supporting us in that, send your money. You know, if you want to go to protest like J. Cole did, J. Cole stayed quiet. He went to the protest. That's cool. But it's like at the end of the day, if you have not put the work in to educate yourself, and we all know that you have educated yourself previously, or you have put work in, like, you know, Jay-Z has been basically trying to be the superhero for black people recently. Like anything that happens, he tries to step up. Like I want to hear Jay-Z speak because he's been working up to that. But I'm not trying to hear Desi Banks. Like, why do you want to hear Desi? Like,
and why you get it? Like, did anyone ask Desi Banks to say something though? Like, Desi Banks has kind of said something on his own volition though. Did anyone pressuring him?
Yeah, because people were saying like people need to start speaking. So that's when artists started coming out speaking. And certain niggas should not speak. You are funny. You are an athlete. Like you are not a social injustice warrior. Like just fine. There's nothing wrong with that. I really hope as our brand grows, like I'm very cognizant, but I don't want people to look at me to be the nigga to lead. I will point you to the nigga who's really trying to lead. I'm gonna, donate my money, which I've done, but I'm gonna be aware of what's going on. But I'm not like I have not put the amount of work in that the people who are on the street are doing. We need to follow them.
And you know what? No, that's the thing is that I think what happens here is that the people who are the comedians, who are the, athletes, they have the attention of the public because they're in the public eye. And so that's why people tend to look at them. But as if you're really tapped into the community, the people on the ground who are doing the real shit. And so you as the athlete, as the entertainer, you should say, yo, go to this person in this city who's really doing the real shit and talk to them. Like, use your platform to go to the people who don't have the fame and who are really doing the stuff and like uplift them versus you like thinking that you can throw your own opinion, which might be based on your own shit, saying like, oh, my store got looted or XYZ. And, you wind up looking wild because you're missing the big picture of what's going on. And you sound pretty selfish because you're just focused on how this shit affects you.
So two things on what Ty said, because he just made me think of something else. But I want to say this is like the first time I feel like black people don't have that leader. Like, like Jesse Jackson, like Al Sharpton, like those people are retired, they're old. Like, I don't know. I like there might be we know there's those people, but they don't have the platform that those previous people had.
D-Ray
thought that he was like Planet of the Apes was making fun of him. People canceled him after that. Sean King, we don't know if he's black. Like there's just so many. Like there's no one to look to.
Sean King
it might be Killer Mike.
It could be Killer Mike. I like Killer Mike.
It could be Killer
Mike. It might be Killer Mike.
It could be. He be saying some real shit. It's definitely not T.I. Talking about Atlanta's Wakanda.
He tries. Leave him alone.
And then also, second thing that Ty said,
and I just want to talk logic, Kev. Wrong place for that.
Oh yeah, definitely wrong place for that. But Ty also said something about like people complaining about store looting, and that just reminded me of the fact that like Virgil came out and was like he at that point put out anything about George Floyd, and then his first statement was about looting stores. I think Lloyd Harvey did the same thing. And it's just like, why are you more mad about your friend's store getting looted than people dying to police brutality? So it's again, like it's weird.
It's not even the fact that you shouldn't be upset your man's spot got run up, but it's more of a fact of like the first time anybody hears your voice on these things that's going on, and that's what you say, really just shows how like selfish really people can be. And it's like like anybody, and it's like it's not hard to just say, yo, my man place got ran up, that shit whack, but like I understand the pain. Like it's like I've been hearing so many people say it is just mind-boggling. So many people can't understand the concept. Who just can't understand the concept of just feeling empathy and sympathy for what's going on and understand people are tired. Like I get you're disconnected and you're in these better communities where you don't have some of these issues. But at the end of the day, at some point in your line, if you're an African American or person of color, somebody did. So even if it's not for you, you should feel something for your mother who went through it. Because all of us, none of us really came in here rich. So at one point, somebody, you know what I'm saying, for somebody in your lineage got a break and somebody didn't. So it's just weird that they're just so tone deaf to understand that concept, especially early on.
You know what? And actually, one thing on this too, before we move on, that I want to bring up too, is that so we started this talking about Newark and how they handled this, and a big part of, I think, just in general how this all wound up working out with Newark is that, I mean, we had riots in the late 60s, and that really has started what has happened to Newark in the past 50 some odd years. And so I think it's interesting to look at that and the lessons learned from that in terms of how to really go about this. And so the thing with Newark is that once they had those riots, the complexion of the city really changed from being minority black to all black. And I think that really helped in terms of just like understanding what to do during this whole situation compared to a lot of other cities and how they handle their protests.
Yeah, because I mean, hell, let's think about it. Newark really is finally recovering. What, maybe the past 5-10 years, really?
Yeah, the last decade.
This happened how long ago? And Newark just is now like coming back to normal. So like, yeah, like
they just got control of. They just got control of their schools like not too long ago.
And you know what? Shout out to the mayor. And I said this the other day. I was a little jaded by him just because I was still on the Cory Booker effect of a nigga coming in trying to talk about the chain son up and then be out. So like,
John, you're wearing that shirt now. You have changed.
My fault. But anywho, I was a little off it. But Ross Baraka has done. I know people who work in the school system over there. He's done a lot of work on the ground, just trying to get shit right, especially for the kids and like just.
Yeah, he was out there protesting too. Unlike Ty.
Protesting with the people.
Unlike Ty.
So yeah, but shout out to him, y'all. Major ups to the mayor. Do it.
Yo, so my question to y'all before we can change gears and get into some jokes. What do you guys think is next? Like, what are the next steps? When do you think this will stop? When do you think we should keep going? What do you guys think?
Going. I think you got to keep protesting. You got to keep getting awareness and making sure that this issue doesn't go away. Like it has.
Yeah, we need some new laws. Like seriously, some new laws.
Yeah, keep putting pressure on them. That's the only way.
Until the laws are passed. And I think one of the major things is it can't be some like, oh, we're gonna make sure. Like, now we gotta see that. You gotta break it down exactly what you're doing, so we all know exactly what you're doing. I hate these general we're gonna come back and nah. I want a whole fucking list of all the changes y'all made, so that even if it hasn't happened in your city, it's not going to happen in your city.
Yeah,
that's what we can let off the pressure. Because I'm
tired of
seeing like this shit,
Agreed. I think another thing too is that we definitely have to get involved. We have to get more involved in like our local elections. I think Barack Obama put out a piece. He was like, "Look, we all get loudest for presidential elections and shit, but these things happen at a local level. There's a Minneapolis police chief
the governor didn't say
governors, House representatives, or even the local representatives. We have to vote in those elections rather than just the big ones every 4 years, so that when we can impact these changes at a legislative level, not just when something happens we all want to get out in the street and be like, hey, this is fucked up. The time to do something is now, so that it doesn't happen in another 3-4 years. So
I will say Trump fucked up his re-election. He completely.
I won't go that. I won't go that far.
We'll see.
I won't go that far.
I'm ready. I'm ready to go. I'm ready to go.
Yeah, I honestly think. Listen, I honestly think Kev said it best. I think he hit that point where he's like, I don't think I need the black vote anymore. Kev said that shit when he put out the first wild tweet, and I think at that point he was like, someone talked to him in the room.
I mean, he never
had it, but
8% of the vote.
He never had it, but I think they were just like, yo, Joe Biden has already fucked his shit up, even though we already forgot about it. I don't want to re-highlight it, but there was a moment where he just went full into like, all right, I'm about to go back into this racist mode.
Honestly, but I think where he's fucked up, I think especially during these riots and everything like that, what is kind of showing, I think it's the people who are always been on the fence on him, the moderate suburban people that really got him into this shit when they really came out and voted or just didn't vote. I think all those, I think like anybody who's on the fence, like, because at this point, if you're a Trumper, you're a Trumper. There's literally nothing Donald Trump is going to do that you're not going to be a Trumper anymore. So I don't think we're going to have to worry about literally.
Not even hit 13-year-olds.
Like all those niggas, don't even worry about those.
Oh shit, Marcus is crazy.
Like,
it's out there.
I think
Anonymous put it out
people,
there, man.
Whoever was on the fence, and like I think before coronavirus, I think he was going to win. During coronavirus, I thought he was going to win. I think this was the moment where like people who don't really care about none of this shit is going to care for this one election just to get the nigga out. Because I'm seeing everybody and their mother talking about it, and I ain't seen nobody and their mother talk about it literally 2 weeks ago. 2 weeks ago.
Wait, quick question on that too. Like, so hypothetically, don't want to get canceled. If Biden
get canceled.
if Biden has like really like messed up his whole, shit, and Trump does unfortunately, get 4 more years, do we look at the DNC and look at, a lot of the other candidates and say, well, you fucked up by not backing some of these other people who, may have, looked a lot more progressive.
Well,
it's like the DNC's fault.
Yeah.
Well, first I think it's gonna be civil war.
I mean, it's the people. It's the people's fault.
It's gonna be civil war.
Who people?
But after that.
So what?
Who people are at fault? Like it's. I mean, you're talking about the
voters. Yeah, the voters didn't go vote for Bernie over Biden.
So,
I mean,
why would that be the DNC's fault?
I mean, look, the fault would be on Bernie. Bernie should have gotten out and started building bridges and building up his campaign if he knew he was going to run 4 years ago. It's not the DNC's fault. The voters' fault.
I don't think that. I don't think that because. See, now we're getting political, and you can say that for their podcast.
It's for our podcast.
yeah, I guess we can plug their podcast. But at the end of the day, Bernie wasn't going to win because people like Marcus weren't going to vote for him. They're going to vote for Biden.
People like Marcus.
I wasn't going to vote for Biden. I wasn't voting for Bernie.
He said it.
Primary. I voted for him, and if he got to November, I would have voted for him, but I wasn't voting for him primary. Fucking there.
We're breaking.
All right, let's switch the gears. Let's get to some happy shit.
Yes. Let's get to some jokes.
So let's get to So everyone who's listened up to this point, we thank you because I know it's big on who cares what these guys have to say, but I hope you guys enjoyed our opinion on what's going on.
Wow, to undermine our credibility.
I mean, this is the thing. I don't care what a lot of niggas have to say. I don't think people care what I have to say. But if you're here and you're going to listen to 37 minutes of me and 5 other niggas talk about some shit that we didn't go to school for, thank you.
Bless up.
But yeah, let's just get into these. So I really don't have too many topics this week, but I actually I have a question for you guys. So I was reconnecting with one of my old friends. Shout out to reconnecting.
Okay.
Dang, actually, I have another question for you guys, but I'm gonna ask you next. But would you guys be down to let your girl hyphenate her name? Like, let's say she was a politician, she was like, "Yo, I gotta keep my shit." Like, are you guys down for that shit?
Like legally?
I'm too African.
Don't fall for
legally. Like, she was like, "Yo, I'm keeping my last name. Best case scenario, I'll hyphenate."
She can keep her last name.
Yeah, I'm okay.
Good job, Kev.
Wait, time out. I did not think this. So wait, Kev and Marcus are down to keep her last name?
Yeah, she can keep it because it's like huge pain in the ass to like change your name for like all your legal documents. So I'm okay with that. But the kids have to be in my name though. That's where I draw the line.
Wait, what?
I would start on this. Y'all niggas is
y'all are crazy. I am not getting out of the streets to not have her take my last name. That's crazy.
Yeah, no way.
Like, you understand what niggas? Why does it matter? Actually, I want to hear Kev, or actually no, Marcus, because Kev said what he said. Marcus, tell us why it doesn't matter, please.
It's just the last name. Who the hell cares? Like, I could put a ring on your finger. You're living with me. We're married. What the hell what do you need my last name for? What does that
She's
really
still
do?
in the streets, bro. She's like, I'm not married. Here's my driver's license. This is my
Who's checking people's driver's license when they hook up though? When does that even come up? you checking driver's
I
license?
don't know. It doesn't sit right with me.
He's talking about the cops.
She gotta have my last
Sit right with
name.
me. She gotta have my
nah,
last name. She's for the
It really
fucking
don't sit
street.
right in my spirit. My spirit won't accept it. It won't
I
allow
love
that.
I got y'all saying
Okay.
the spirit. Y'all are crazy.
You go with
It's
the
an ego
spirits.
thing.
Yeah, I have a question. So
Spirits and egos.
the laugh that I was having, I asked Kev this earlier, and I so you know how I'm. So everyone always says I'm woke now or whatever. I don't know why that's a thing. If I'm the
Lies.
wokest person in the room, it's
Lies.
just like I can't be at that. But the fact that I always make fun of people and like their white girlfriends is like a troll for me. Do you guys think if I ended up with a biracial girl, would you guys try to cancel me?
Yeah, you're canceled.
Oh,
If I had a biracial girl,
Honestly,
what about
honestly,
Hispanic? What would it be for you guys? Let me know.
I think it's your destiny. I think you're destined for this life.
I wouldn't cancel you. I'll definitely laugh at you though.
Or which one? Spanish or biracial? Which one?
Biracial.
No. Anything other than African. Honestly,
He doesn't like
Nah, Rod doesn't like African
he doesn't
women.
like African women.
He's on the record for that.
I like Caribbean people.
No. You're not listening to me. That's okay. He doesn't like anything but African. Anything but Africans, I don't have a comment.
No. That's not what they said.
He doesn't like
No.
African women.
He's not.
Yeah,
African
he doesn't
women.
like them. He doesn't
I'm
like
like
them.
I'm a big time into Caribbean pieces. Like that's that's my.
Yes.
I always wondered like if I was with a biracial girl, but what if she was super black, like super pro black? She looked black.
No. None of that matters.
You're dating an Obama.
Serious after that. I can't take you serious.
Wow.
I just think you
Wait,
be
that can't be. Wait, no, that can't
That's
be.
wild.
No, that can't be.
I think that's wild. I think that's wild.
If that's the line, that's insane. Dwa has done this and way more crazier things for that to be the line. There's no way that can be the line.
That's what I thought. All right, I just wanted to know because like I was looking within, I was like, damn. So if she's like, so the reason why I thought that is because my mom, like when we were having that argument, my mom was like, well, Steven only dates light skinned women, and I was like, what? Like, what are you talking about?
She knows you.
She ain't lying.
Who are you in front of your mother? She clearly has no idea who you are.
No, that's all the women that went.
That's
to
all he
Mekong,
dates,
right?
No, that's the only women that she's only met the girl. Like this sounds crazy.
Yeah.
This sounds crazy. All the girls my mom has met were like,
Yeah.
that sounds nasty.
You shouldn't have said that.
Wait, Dwa. So regardless of who, are you raising them Ghanaian? Are you raising them like
My
some
kids.
new
So,
shit?
I mean, it depends. Like, if let's say they're fucking Jamaican and Ghanaian, they'll get both cultures. But if I was about to say something wild. But if let's say she's like my child is like African American, my kid is 100% Ghanaian. If that makes sense.
No, it makes sense. The fuck?
No, like that's just how, I don't know how else to say that, but that's just, I might get like
African. That's just sad.
gonna get them fucking Ghanaian first name. I'm not even gonna do it the English way where I got the English name first, Ghanaian name, middle name, last name, Ghanaian. But I'm gonna give them straight up all Ghanaian names if
Would you have like a guy? Would you have a Ghanaian style wedding and all that?
Oh, for sure. I mean, it depends. It depends. At the end of the day, that's on the woman, but I mean, like I'm Ghanaian, so it'd be dope. That could be a Sarky question too.
Yeah, Sarky, would you?
Yeah, Sarky.
I'm gonna definitely do that. Yeah, I'm gonna have a Ghanaian wedding.
Like my cousin was on this earlier, and she was or Essie Michelle, shout out to her. She was on our podcast earlier. She was gonna have 2 weddings, so she's gonna have just like the American style wedding, and then just like straight like traditional Ghanaian wedding, like one Friday, one Saturday.
That's if a man is African American, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So that's what I'm saying. Like the kid's gonna be Ghanaian.
Sarky, are you raising your kids? Sarky, are you raising your kids Ghanaian?
Yeah, most likely. They got to know where they come from, man. I got to take them home several times while they're young so they don't look down on it. Otherwise, they will. I know that for sure.
What about John and Kev? Because you guys are the only other ones.
Yeah, so I'm Haitian.
Yeah.
I mean, Kev, you gotta let it go, Kev. You gotta let it go.
No.
Definitely. I mean, I don't. Whoever I marry,
what do you mean by that?
Hell of a qualifier.
Whoever I mean, why you throw that disclaimer out there?
But my kid definitely got because I mean, granted, my parents didn't speak. They didn't teach me Creole. But that's something like as I got older, I kind of wanted to learn more. So I definitely think for my kids, I'm gonna make sure they know everything they can about Haiti. And like, I agree with Sarky. Like, I think heritage is extremely important, especially here in America. So absolutely.
What about you, Kev?
So I'll just do what my parents did. I'll just send them to Barbados for like a summer. Let my relatives go into that. And whatever happens, you know? So let's go with that.
What about you, Ty? You know, what are you going to teach them? Umar Johnson?
Umar Johnson.
Son, back in 2020, he was our leader.
For real. No, I mean, as an African American, I mean, I think you gotta teach them about just Black history, and I think that's why Black people need to know their history and need to teach their children, regardless of what race they are, about our plight and like where we've been and fighting for that. Because regardless, like you need to push it forward. Like it's always about moving everything forward, and you know we can only do but so much. It's the kids who are out there rioting and protesting and shit like that are gonna move shit even more forward than we can. So yeah, I mean they're definitely being raised Black. What was what's the line about the kids that back in the day, like if they had like a 1/8% Black, they were Black. So I mean,
actually that was gonna be my question, because me and my sisters were talking and we were like, yo, we can't have kids with a white person because the kid would be more white than Black technically. And
I never knew your mom was half white, so that's kind of
true.
Yeah. So like I'll be like, damn,
I've known you for years, y'all. I never knew that either, actually.
You know my mom. My mom has a white last name.
Like, I mean, that's not an indicator. That's something.
No, but I'm saying like I thought you would like my mom's biracial.
No,
it's crazy because she has like dark kids. Yeah, I've definitely said that. I mean, if you met my mom tries to be white. Like it's her thing. She came to America. She just wanted to be like, I'm a white person now. Like, no, she says you're Black. But that's why I asked about it. But how do you guys feel about having a biracial kid? Because you saw the guy, he was dating the girl. They were on the MTV show. I think I did the research, and he was saying how I forgot what his specific words were, but basically he wasn't trying to bash white people because he was like, I feel like if I bash my white side, I'm disrespecting my mother.
But again,
so how do you guys feel about having? How do you guys feel? Like, are you guys open to having biracial kids? Like, because for me, it's no.
No, I need my kids to just be just like Daddy, be like me, be Black.
Is that also an ego?
That's not even nuts. Is that a what?
Is that also an ego and spirit thing? Like, what's the?
No, it's just like for me. I just know biracial people, and I want to. And like this might be selfish, but like most biracial people, they like that I've met, they always have that struggle where it's like, yo, I'm white at the end of the day, but shit, I look Black. So it's like I'm getting made fun of by the Black kids because, like for example, I said if I married a biracial person, like Sarkis like, nah, that'll just be against how you feel on certain things. And I understand that point of view, but it's just like at the end of the day, they're still Black. If you have Black in you, like I think Umar Johnson said, like when you mix chocolate milk and regular milk, y'all not calling it half chocolate milk. You're calling it chocolate milk. Shout out to Umar Johnson.
Just like Umar Johnson on this pod.
Oh my God.
My goal, my goal in life is to have Umar Johnson on this podcast. But regardless of it. Yeah,
are those people that like you know of who are biracial have their Black family, like not to get again, are there Black fathers or their Black side of the family in their life, or is it just that they're raised by a single parent?
I've honestly had it both ways where it's like I like literally both ways where some came from just their mom was white and they didn't really know their dad. I've had both parents were in the life, and their dad is a super Black person. but at the end of the day, it's like I fit on both sides of the spectrum, and especially if you grow up in. I think it's more confusing if you grow up in the suburbs. So it's like all my friends are white too, but they still look at me as the black kid. But my mom, like I'm raised white. It's just very confusing, and I don't want my kid to go through that confusion. Like he's gonna come out and know he's black. Like that's cool for me.
I mean, all right.
That's just how I feel. But I mean, I ask y'all. Y'all can tell me how y'all feel.
I haven't thought about it at all.
I think whoever you are at the end of the day, you gotta know. Especially look, if you're black, like biracial, like because with the same time with this argument, like someone like Tiger Woods, who's Asian as fuck. No one ever calls Tiger Woods the Asian dude. Like that's not a conversation that anybody ever had.
They call him a white
dude. At the end of the day, however they call you, that's fucking. Oh my god. But however, at the end of the day, they see you as a black guy. Like so, I mean,
so that's
like you have to understand that's what you are. And you have to understand both of your listen, you have to understand that, hey, your mama's side of the family back in the day used to do some wild shit.
But at the end of the day, are you fine with raising that kid? Like, because I always tell people, like literally, like, you know how in the, this is gonna kind of go left, but in the heterosexual community, like heterosexual men be like, oh, I would never want a gay son, or it's like, that's just some weird shit that niggas do. Don't touch on it, but niggas, we know niggas who say that, correct?
Okay,
correct.
Yes.
Yeah.
My worst. I would rather have a gay son than have a son that comes out to be whitewashed. Like, there's nothing. I feel like there would be nothing more detrimental to my ego than to have a son that's like, who's a really whitewashed nigga, like. Dang. Like Jason Whitlock. If my son was Jason Whitlock, I would kill myself. I couldn't do it. Like I would literally jump off a cliff. Like I would
but again, those things aren't just like you like I find it very, very hard to believe Jason Whitlock came from this home where he was taught blackness and then went away to school and then completely got whitewashed. Like that is extremely.
That's literally his. I think that's literally his story. He talks about that all the time. Yeah. I think that's literally his story, John. Like he grew up in a black ass community and was just like he found in a black ass part of Indianapolis. He grew up, he made it, and then he started looking down on black people. That's literally Jason Whitlock.
Oh no, that's bad parenting. Oh no, I'm gonna tell you, that's not good parenting. My mother was.
But there's a lot of niggas like that, John. There's a lot of niggas we know,
and there's a lot of bad parents.
No, there's a lot of no, but I don't think that's parenting. There's a lot of niggas we know who are full niggas and look down on black people. We've seen it in our own group chats. Like niggas are literally talking now, like, what are these niggas doing? Like this, like I would be devastated if my kid is that.
And that's a fair conversation to have. Period. Because I mean, I want to bring it up, but I don't know if any of you guys, if y'all experienced this, but I have experienced certain black folk who were basically completely against everything and hit one of those niggas who were like, well, what's protesting gonna do? And basically talking a lot of shit while just sitting home. So I listen. Certain niggas, listen, I don't know, man. Certain niggas just don't stand on shit. And that's you, that's cool. But I mean, they're just that's just who you are, my G. I don't know what else. If you raise a nigga like that, then you ain't do a good job. That's all I'm saying. And maybe you like that. So
I don't think that's on. I don't think that's
John with the hog. I like it.
You know what I'm saying? White nigga raising a whitewash nigga. Like,
it's not on the parents. Because then why am I not like my mom? Like I should be moving like my mom because my mom, what I'm saying? Like it's not on the parent.
But it's not all on the parent, but you're also being completely naive if you think you didn't pick up a lot from your mom. No matter what you say, you're completely naive.
I think I picked up some personality trait.
And even
you pick up more.
But clearly, you're the antithesis of however your mom feels. So clearly, her impact on you, you're not the same as her. But however she taught you made you go against it. What do you mean?
But I
think it's my experience.
I don't think it's that like black and white. I don't think it's either like your parents or your experience. I think it's a mixture, and I think it's what you came up with. I think it kind of varies depending on people, and. I mean, yeah, like even for me, I spent up until Seton Hall, like I spent most of my time in North Public Schools. And then, I went on to Seton Hall and then that like really, impacted my kind of situation and the way I looked at things coming from Newark. But I mean, there could have been somebody who had that exact same experience who wound up the other way. So I don't know if you can like label it by like, oh, you need this, and then you're going to turn out this way. Like it's kind of different for everybody.
So then it's a game of chance then. Like I don't like. Then it's the same. It's the same odds if you have a gay son. If that's like, what I don't know what else you're gonna do then. If you're gonna tell.
But at the end of the day, so that means you don't care if you had a biracial kid. It's not something you care about.
No, not at all. That's so many other things to worry about.
Okay, cool.
Nah, that's something I care about, man. Like, okay, speaking
that's
about
that's what I'm saying. Like certain niggas care about it.
Okay.
I care about having a black kid.
It's like it's not a bad thing. It's fine. It's I just.
What about you, Kev? I mean, John has said his point. You want your kids to be black, or you don't care?
I think like your kid's gonna figure it out on their own, regardless. Even if
no. I'm not even trying to get. I'm not trying to get into that. Like if he sides with the black side or the white side. I'm saying you personally, being that you date majority of black women, do you want your kid to be black, or it's not something you ever think about?
I do want my kid to be pretty black.
Okay. You mean black? There's no pretty black. I'm not talking about how he acts. You want your kid to be black or not? Like,
yes, I do want my kid to be black.
He doesn't look like me. I can't do that.
And Marcus, you said you don't care.
No, do not care at all.
And Ty, like we can get off this topic. Do you care? Do you not care? And I'm not saying how he acts. I'm saying, do you want your kid to be black or biracial? We're not talking about personality right now. Like, if you don't care, it's fine. But is that something you think about?
Also, saying he's either black or biracial is also insane.
Yeah.
Even framing it that way is absolutely insane.
Yeah,
How's that insane?
I mean, and I think a lot of this also depends on. I mean, I think there's some context that you can't leave out. So for me, and this is something that I bring up whenever we have this discussion anyway. I came from two black parents. My father wasn't in my life, and so I always bring that up when people say, "Oh, like black." But I'm like, well, does the other shit not matter too? So for me, knowing that,
I mean, what's the other shit?
Just like the other bits and pieces of who that person is and what their involvement is in their kid's life.
Oh, okay.
Like, so for me, I say it didn't matter that my father was black. Like, that didn't make me who I was. So like, to me personally, I would rather, no matter who the woman is, I know I'm going to be in my kid's life, and that's all that matters to me, more so than it matters to me what race the kid is. But like, again, I know that differs between different people. So
about dating, like, do you think niggas are going to switch up who were dating white women before this, or are they going to stay the course? What y'all think?
Some niggas might, but some niggas is pussy. So
I mean, clearly some people are.
Why is that pussy? What do you mean pussy?
Because if you stop because you really feel a way about it, I mean, I feel like I find it fine. I mean, whatever, you found yourself, whatever. But if you're doing it because you're worried now, like what? Then what are you worried about?
That's what I'm saying.
It depends on your reasoning. My point is, it depends on your reasoning.
Okay, it depends on your reasoning. All right, cool. At first, I was confused because I was like, if a nigga was like, I was dating a white woman and I seen, because I know a lot of times when niggas be on this hill and they stand on this hill where it's like, I'm only dating black women for X, Y, and Z reason. Like Tyrone always has his best speech, and he already said it, where it's like, well, there's black men who don't do X, Y, and Z in their kids' lives. So what's the difference if the parent was white or whatever? Or, you know what I'm saying? So I understand that point, but it's like, if you were like, oh, I understand the value of a black family after everything that's going on, I wouldn't call it pussy or anything, or I wouldn't look down on that guy. I would just be like, he found himself. Send it. What Umar said?
Y'all gotta listen to
send her back. Send her back to her people.
Y'all gotta listen to Dog. He lets to squeak those things in there. He found himself. This nigga is Dr. Umar to a T.
I mean, if you got, you found yourself. Truthfully. Once again, I'm gonna throw this.
That's not a truthful statement. That's not a truthful.
Truthfully, no. That's truthfully how I feel. That's truthfully how I feel.
Yeah, that's a different thing.
There's a different thing. It's truthfully how I feel. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying it's a fact. At the end of the day, there's no facts, because at the end of the day, this is Love is love. We put this in the group chat today. Umar Johnson was like, "Yo, if I'm talking to a brother, as he said, and he has a white wife, I'm gonna say what's up to him. I'm gonna say what's up to the kids. But when it gets political, I'm gonna be like, nigga, this is kind of fucked up." And I was like,
that was funny.
I ain't gonna lie, that was one of the funniest things I've ever heard.
Sorry, what were you saying? Sorry, I kind of cut you off.
I was gonna say there's a lot of people in interracial relationships right now that are realizing that their girl's not really standing up for Black rights and shit like that. So that's why I kind of posed that question, because I feel like a lot of people starting to realize she's not down for me.
That's funny as hell.
That's a fair point.
One of my female friends, her roommate and her best friend is Hispanic, and she was like, she literally told her roommate, if you didn't post anything, I was gonna cut you off. And I was like, damn, that's kind of drastic.
Damn. Yeah.
Like, are you not white? Are niggas cutting off their Black friends because they're not posting shit? Because I see niggas not post nothing.
And Block, honestly, yo, I think
I seen a lot of niggas not post nothing.
Because I know a lot of niggas that ain't post till today. I know a lot of niggas that ain't post, and all they
didn't post till today.
That black Instagram shit. That's all they posted. They ain't post no resource, and that's the thing again that confuses me. I think I kind of understand where she's coming from. Is that like it's you don't even gotta just post a generic message, but you can post a resource. You can post a shit ton of petitions. There's a shit ton of at least pass information that's what's helpful. You know what I'm saying? Like even if you're not gonna be whatever, you can. It takes you 2 seconds to post your stupid ass selfie. It would take 2 seconds to post a fucking petition. Like that's just not you're not next to posting a petition. You know what I'm saying?
That's
I guess that's where she's coming from. It's like, yo, if you can do your normal basic stories and shit like that, you can at least post one thing about something that really affects you. If you really fuck with me, that's not hard to do.
So that was, I think that's the whole thing with like just touching on our whole conversation today was like, that was the thing with Virgil. Because it's like generally there's the type of nigga who dates a white woman and they stand on that kind of hill where they're not gonna like speak out for, mind you, I'm not saying this is all niggas who date white women, but like they basically, you know, don't speak up for the Black community. So when niggas found this girl, niggas was like, oh, this makes sense. You know what I'm saying? So that's kind of where it touches on. But I'm not saying every nigga who dates white women is that, but yeah.
But also, people feel some type of way when white people speak on this, being like, "Yo, y'all don't know enough about the Black struggle. Like, shut up." So, what should they?
I hate that. I hate that. Because we need white voices at the end of the day.
We do.
And again, Sarky, what I say to anybody is, you have to always remember, especially in times like these, you have to remember Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. It's a fucking mob out there. Like, social media is a nasty world. No matter what you do. So either it could be I'm sure a lot of these shits that are under people's things are like bots. They're not even real people. I think it was a study I found the other day that I think it was almost 30% of the conversation that takes on social media platforms are bots. So it's like you have to be able to just do shit with, even if you get it, like people say something on social media. I know a couple people told me that were white that post something. They said, "Yo, I lost like 40 followers." And it's like, yeah, like. This is gonna happen, but like if you really, again, that's why it only matters if you really care, right? Because if you care about those things over something like this, then that really just kind of shows your character, who you are.
Did y'all hear about Miss Universe?
That has me think.
Was that real?
Honestly, but I'm surprised the feminists didn't shut that shit down by now.
Wait,
so what's the backstory?
Yeah, what happened with her?
Basically, what I call was that she went on social media being like Black people shouldn't complain so much about what's going on, and that like people dying from hunger and all this shit, and that she was trying to kick some spiritual shit, basically saying our souls chose to incarnate and be Black to experience what we're experiencing, so we should just kind of like stay the course and fucking like what's going on. It was some dumb shit.
She said some shit like, be resilient, like you can get through this too.
No. She put like 4 different posts, and that was one of them. For real. I was just looking at that shit. And her dad, she identifies for white, but her dad's Brazilian and her mom's Malaysian. So she was getting dragged and people trying to cancel her. So what y'all think?
I'm surprised the feminists didn't cancel none of them, all those women already.
Yeah.
Okay, wait. So let's go.
Keep it a whole buck.
No. Let's go there. If she is doing the whole like you chose to like choose this life and your reincarnation and all that bullshit, like
She sounds crazy.
Yeah. Then why would we do that?
She sounds like a psychopath. Like, why are we listening to this person?
She was
I don't care that she wants to
reincarnated into
Tell her to
this
shut
universe? Like, yo,
No, it was
why-
wild shit. That shit was wild. So she put out an apology and everything. Go ahead, Marcus.
No, I'm agreeing. Like, it's good that she put out an apology. She should just stop talking because once you start talking about reincarnation, that's wild stuff.
Okay, wait. But I've said this a few times today.
Leave the room, ma'am.
Like, why do people? And maybe we're all the same age, but like,
keep it to Virgils.
I grew up on the sense of you don't show people when like you're stupid. So why do people always just like every single day be like just want to show the world how stupid they are? Like, why apologize if you put this out? Couldn't you have used that same bit of logic to be like, hey, maybe I shouldn't post this?
It's literally our conversation I said to you about arrogance. I know. Like niggas literally be like, literally niggas be posting this shit and they be like, I'm smarter than everyone, and then the world humbles them. That's literally it.
No, I really think people are just stupid. Like, why can't I just think some people are just stupid.
Stupid is subjective at the end of the day.
Yeah, but you're right. But there are certain general truths.
This is the thing, John. This is the thing, John. People are gonna hear certain things you say and call you stupid. You think you're smart. People are gonna hear things I say. People have been calling me stupid literally since I was a little kid. Dwaz stupid. Dwaz this. Dwaz that. I make more money than all of them niggas. So you're stupid.
Talk your shit.
What's your problem, nigga? You ever heard that before?
And the only reason I disagree is I don't think anybody call you stupid. I just think somebody call you crazy.
John, you're crazy. John, you're crazy. John, you're crazy. A lot of people have called me. A lot of people have called me stupid. I make more money than all of them niggas. What are y'all doing? A lot of y'all niggas live at your parents' crib. That's how I always feel. Like, y'all niggas are stupid. Where did you go wrong in your life? Oh, stupid is subjective.
Yeah,
I'm gonna get that shit off. Because a lot of niggas have called me stupid. I'm smarter than my peers, and I'm gonna get that back off. It's a fact.
Hey, get the riot on, brother. I'm all
seriously
for the people. They black women. We love black women. On for the news.
Umar, man.
Come on, John.
I got some
Y'all not here?
I can't be hearing. I can't be hearing.
On the news.
I don't know who's doing it. Go ahead, Kev.
Kev with the news.
Kev,
y'all couldn't hear? Kev. Yeah, I can't wait till we get back to it. That's the best part of the podcast.
It is.
It is the best part of the podcast.
It is.
Why thank you guys. All right, New York. Shouts to Brandon. New York City Mayor Bill de Blasio, his daughter was arrested while protesting. However, while in custody, police mistakenly (quotation marks) released her social security number, her phone number, and other personal information.
Her social security number?
Yeah, she got
social
security.
Yep.
Fuck.
Afterwards, one of the New York police unions came out on Twitter taunting her and the mayor for this incident. Wow. College basketball prospect is pretty bad. College basketball prospect Mikey Williams hinted at going to an HBCU.
Yes.
He counted.
I know. You see how John has to immediately bring it down.
Yeah.
I mean, Mikey Williams when he's actually wait, hold up, everyone be quiet. Let's hear it because it's low. So this is the thing, and I'm just gonna touch on this. The fact that John even came out already, like, black people love bringing out other black people. Like, shut up, like, come on. Mikey Williams is 100% not going to an HBCU. It's 100% because he's the number one prospect in the country. He's either gonna go to the G or he's going to be the number one pick whenever he comes out, or top 5. But I mean, it depends if the rules change by the time he's a sophomore in high school. It could change. But regardless, the fact that he's even bringing awareness to it, you can see the shift. When we were in high school, When we're bro, literally even as regular students, when we were in high school, none of us was checking to go to HBCUs unless you came from that kind of family that was talking about HBCUs. Like now that we're getting to like black people are evolving. It's like literally everything that's going on is black people are evolving. The fact that the number one prospect is even saying like, yo, HBCUs, it could be cool. We've heard it from other people. LeVar was even saying it. Like it's just like we know he's not gonna do it, but shit, if number 20 in the country does it, if even number 90 in the country goes to Howard, that's crazy. When has Howard gotten an ESPN top 100 player? So that's kind of crazy to me. But John hates black people. I'm starting that.
Yikes.
We can start
It's
that.
poetic.
I'm just gonna be a long five. Go ahead.
All right. Breaking news: John hates black people.
I'll be canceled by tomorrow. Sorry, guys. I'm ready for this moment.
Yeah, John. Honestly, I'm going to keep it 100 with John. I'm really pissed that like I got the Jake, or I don't even know his name, the white guy from Louisville named Harlow. He put out a nice little video on Instagram, repping for black people, and I didn't get the King Solomon one, and I'm pretty mad about it. I just wanted to throw it out there.
Yeah, no, I didn't think the generic "I love black people" video was the good way to go.
I want to hear from my favorite rappers. Drake gave 100,000. Did you give 100,000?
I do encourage people to follow my Twitter. I have been posting and reposting helpful information. Appreciate the shout out though. Continue.
Did you donate 100,000? Sue Surf was out here leading marches. What was King Solomon doing?
Wow.
All right. This is
in Jersey City, actually.
Sue Surf actually did the Bloomfield one.
Bloomfield, yeah.
Which was weird. Which is weird because isn't he from Newark?
He's from Newark.
Yeah, and he did the Bloomfield one. I was like, oh, this is weird, but yeah, he led the shit down Bloomfield Ave.
Nice.
He must live there or has like on probation. I don't know.
He's from my area of Newark. Like, go to Broad Street. Like, what are you doing? But whatever.
Why didn't you go to Broad Street, brother?
I was at Broad Street Dough Company.
Fraud.
Oh my god! All right, continue, Kel.
All right. It was revealed that Attorney General William Barr personally ordered that the protesters be cleared in that D.C. area. Yesterday, Viacom had all their channels did an 8-minute, 46-second blackout in honor of George Floyd.
Wow.
Yo, I heard that shit was weird as hell. Like people actually watched it were like, damn, like that's a lot of time.
That's mad time.
Yeah, that's kind of, yeah.
I did that today
Like
in a call. Yeah, and it was mad long.
So yeah.
Facebook employees scheduled a rare protest against their company over his handling of Trump's recent comments. And this is breaking news. Amanda Seales just terminated her contract with The Real.
Why?
Who?
Amanda Seales. I mean, she hates black men, but we shouldn't speak about her. But yeah.
I don't know why.
Why did she do that? Wait, she stopped her thing with who?
She's not going to do the real anymore. And
you know what the real is, John?
What is the? I don't know what the real is. What is the real?
It's the show with
Yeah, Whoopi Goldberg show.
No,
it's Whoopi Goldberg.
That's the
it's
View.
Jake.
That's the View, yeah.
Oh, that's the View.
No, the real
this is the one with Adrian Bailey.
Tia Mowry,
This is the one with Adrian Bailey.
Yeah, with Tia Mowry's on it.
Oh, okay.
Wait, did you say anything about Jason Whitlock?
I'm sorry.
We
Yeah,
talking about
Jason. I don't know if this is good news or bad news, depending how
That's
you
good
view
news.
this.
This yo, class.
Get him out of there.
But Jason Whitlock's contract with Fox Sports was not renegotiated.
Which is weird to me because a lot of people watch Speak for Yourself, I thought.
Yeah,
Really?
Really? I don't know anyone who watches that shit.
I don't know anybody who watches. Fox's ratings are terrible.
A lot of people in my job.
And Fox's ratings, Colin Cowherd is the only show that gets any type of views on Fox. Especially now that everything's.
Undisputed gets a lot of views.
It's so early in the morning and people aren't at work, so no one's watching.
Oh, you mean during this time? I see.
Like they're like currently. That was their whole thing. No, like those are the only two shows that's really carrying that station even a little bit. I know. Didn't they like reorganize Nick? What's his name? Nick Johnson? Nick Young?
Nick Wright?
What's his name?
Nick Wright.
Yeah,
Nick Wright, yeah.
Didn't they end their show? Like him and Chris Carter show?
I thought they
No,
started
yeah.
with Carl.
Chris Carter got booted, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I was talking about. I know they did something with it, but yeah, that's dope. Shout outs to Whitlock being fired, hates black people.
The thing with Whitlock, the thing with Whitlock though was that ESPN made the Undefeated for him. Like that was his thing, and then they're like, "No, we're okay. Like we're gonna go on without you." So second time,
he was such a pain to work with at that station. They were just like, no, we're just gonna pass this off to somebody else. After they like did all the recruiting and all the infrastructure to build up the site and get all the writers in there, he started hiring like white people, and they were like, guys, no, we need black writers. It's supposed to be a black voice site.
That ESPN is telling them that they need black writers. Like
It's an awkward conversation to have.
Yeah. So yeah, he's just a nightmare to work with. He wound up just quitting after they took it away from him. So and now he's gone.
Yeah, actually, I have a quick question before we get into Kev's questions. Who are the top people in like sports media that aren't like Woj? Like I'm not talking about like sports news. Like who are the personalities?
Like talking heads.
Yeah, talking heads. Like Skip, Stephen A.
Shannon Sharp, right?
Shannon's got to be up there.
Shannon Sharp, yeah. Skip is
So
up there.
Shannon's in the top five.
Yeah. Shannon right now. Shannon right now is top five.
Shannon's top five.
What do you guys think
So
about?
Skip, Shannon, and Stephen A.
You guys think Bomani's up there? Bomani Jones?
Bomani,
He's creeping. Yeah, I want to put that.
I'm a fan.
Wait, I'm putting
I got a wild card.
I'm a big fan of Bomani.
Bomani.
Mina Kimes, Katie Nolan.
Brian Gumble.
Mina Kimes, yes. No to Katie Nolan. Nah.
Brian Gumble.
Brian Gumble. I didn't see Brian Gumble.
Brian Gumble.
I know he does Real Sports with HBO still, right?
Yeah,
This nigga's
clearly
a wild
you N-words don't have
Brian
don't have
Gumble. That's crazy. But yeah, we can get to the Kev. You got any more news?
No, that was it.
All right, you know what time it is now.
Fucking well, Kev.
All right. So I want everyone to answer this question like truthfully and honestly, as if we're not recording this podcast.
Oh, definitely.
Can't promise that.
All right. So would
Niggas
you
have
do?
girls with them right now. I'm not trying to like. I can tell. I can see. There's women in people's curves, but make it safe.
All right. Would you do an open relationship?
We know the answer to Sarky.
Wait, no. I realized I had to say that over again because I was thinking open just for me, but that means she got to have an open relationship, so I can't do it. Niggas is not fucking with my girl.
The evil world we live in.
That's OD.
Sorry, you gotta relax.
Fucking can't be canceled.
Yo, honestly, that's you already know my answer. That's a dub.
Yeah, I absolutely cannot do that.
Yeah, I like to think that I'm an open person, but I couldn't do it. I couldn't make it happen now.
The thing is, it's cool. I'm down with open relationships that aren't relationships, like where it's like you're dealing with a piece and like, oh, like you fuck with him too. Like I'm cool with that. Like I don't take you serious at all, but like a real one, it's a dub.
Listen, I don't know.
My nigga though.
I don't know how many of you in here are in a relationship that like you.
Just you and John.
Claim that you're in a
Oh, and
relationship.
Kev. Sorry, I keep forgetting Kev. Don't cancel me.
but like one girlfriend's enough. Like having two, no, thank you.
Yeah, that's a lot. That's a lot.
Like real, like having two real life girlfriends. No, thank you.
Two? Yeah, no. Yeah, relax. No.
y'all niggas just haven't taken the class of manipulation. If you really want, you can have 3 girlfriends. Honestly, you can be talking to 5
for how long?
A while, bro. I'm telling you, as long as you want. If you're really built like that, I'm no longer built like that. But I know there's niggas who listen to this podcast. No. We're old, but it's very easy to have 2 girlfriends. And you can tell them about each other too. Like it's very easy if you really have it like that. I don't anymore.
I'm retired.
But it's like it's not a task, bro. It's really not a task.
Hey,
it's
man,
a task
power to
when
the people.
Yes, it is.
I mean, maybe it's a task when never mind. Continue. Just the two of you were talking. Can't relate.
Do you guys want a question that'll get us canceled?
Yeah.
Sure. Let's do it. Let's do it.
Cancel culture is
Yes.
fake.
Cancel culture is not fake.
Here
bro.
it
Do
is. Here it is. Your girl has gained some weight since you first started dating.
The Peloton.
No. Go away. Go away. Go away.
Nah, go ahead.
Yo, I gotta go, fellas. I think it's time for me to hit the lonely road, brothers.
All right.
Go ahead,
Do you accept it and move on, or encourage her to lose the weight?
How much weight we talking here?
We can take we can take a vote and decide what weight is the max here. We can first talk about that.
I'm about
Do
to
we have kids? Do we have kids? Do we have kids?
You guys are asking a lot of secondary questions.
No.
No
Do we have kids?
That matters.
Like, that's honestly the only question that matters. Like, if we have kids, yes, because I want my kids to be raised in a singular home because I wasn't. But if we didn't, I would just get another one. I've been getting another one my whole life. Why don't you think I would just get another one?
Evil world.
Mindset.
It's an evil world.
Hey, tell Future how they gotta do.
It's an evil world we live in.
Yo, niggas are still getting another one in their 30s. We haven't even hit our prime yet.
Dwa, who listens to this podcast? Like, why would you say that?
Honestly, truthfully, no. Honestly, I'm gonna put this out there. I think right now I have no one who, if they listen to, like, there's definitely women who I speak to who listen to this podcast, but there's no one who, if they said something, I would care about. So whatever. If you feel worried, then don't talk to me.
Wow.
I'll get another one. But yeah,
It is an evil world, ladies and gents.
Yes, it is.
that's my current life. Actually, let me disclaimer that. Actually, I don't know. I'm sorry. I had to do some thinking. We might just get hit to the podcast. This nigga's crazy.
Nah, I wouldn't leave her, Kev. I'm a fitness nigga, so I just know how to get her right back. So it's all good.
What if she's like, you're pushing me too much?
I wouldn't be with a piece like that. So I can't. It just wouldn't. Yeah, I can't answer that. I wouldn't be with a piece like that.
Yeah, she gotta have a look.
Sarky's very wholesome.
He's very wholesome. Yep.
This is the first episode you was.
So we're lying today.
That's your first episode.
John's face. John is like, if Sarky's wholesome, that's like literally like saying, if I'm the wokest nigga in the room, it's a nasty room. If Sarky's the most wholesome nigga in the room, it's a nasty room.
Listen, we were doing For the Love of Sarky. I never forgot.
Yeah, we actually never finished that because the quarantine ended.
We did it.
We're gonna bring that shit back up. We're gonna bring it back up in August for sure. For the love of Sarky. Sarky, do not get cuffed this summer, please, because we have a show to sell.
Think of the brand. Think of the brand.
Yeah, what else you got, bro?
All right. Let me think of a funny one here.
I'm like stressed the fuck out.
Yeah, John, you've been quiet for a minute. What's going on, John?
John's like, yo, my girl's gonna listen to this. John's like, my girl's gonna listen to this episode.
I just wonder how I got stuck here sometimes. That's all. I just don't know. I don't know how I got dragged into this. That's all.
Wow. Gonna listen to this and be like, yo, Daw's a fucking dickhead. I love you.
Absolutely.
I mean, have they been listening to the pod though? We're 66 episodes in.
No, anybody who listens.
And I fuck with you. And I fuck with you though.
Marcus, there's nothing new that Dwa has said today that he hasn't said on episode 5 through.
That's what I'm saying. Like he's not breaking anything.
Sometimes it hits you. No, sometimes it hits you. You have to remember how the fuck you end up in this box. Whatever. Oh,
man.
Love black women here.
This should hopefully be a funny one to like kind of lighten the mood here. Your city is in the middle of a riot, giving you the rare opportunity to loot without any consequence. Which store are you going to first? And which item are you grabbing first?
Rolly.
Oh. I'm giving me a paddock. A paddock.
And let me just add a disclaimer here. Let me add a disclaimer before you guys answer. Guys, you can't go to the Apple Store because apparently they're tracking you. So the Apple Store is
Yeah, they are.
Yeah, you can't.
I'm getting a paddock.
No, yeah, I'm here with jewelry
It's gonna
store.
be a watch.
Yeah, it's definitely gonna be a watch, some jewelry,
And I'm
drip
definitely
for sure.
taking either probably a watch because you really don't got to get fitted for the most part for a watch, right? Usually the band's like you can just snap the band when you did, right? Yeah, something like a watch. But so like it gotta be a high end paddock though. It gotta be the highest.
Highest.
It's gotta be the
No,
highest.
all the rappers are wearing the Rich and Millies. I'm never gonna be able to afford one of those. Those shits are expensive. They started like $100. Like that's crazy.
Or the plain Jane.
Yeah. I think I'd hit like a Dick's Sporting Goods, get a new set of golf
Oh,
clubs.
you're
Those new Callaways, man, they look nice.
You
Maga
are
Marcus
getting
is back.
Marcus. You are gonna get
Maga Marcus is fucking back.
Marcus out here
New
doing
Callaway Epics look good.
Civil War. You got the sicko.
I'm getting an air fryer. Like if it's free, I can walk into the Target and cop the air fryer and dip.
Yeah, I can't do this.
You actually, that's a good point. That Breville air fryer looks really good.
I'm here for that.
You're right about that.
Free?
This nigga say you get one item, you can pick whatever. This nigga say air fryer. I don't know where we're at anymore.
Well, Kev, is that it for you?
All right, sure. I can ask one more if you got time for it.
Let's do it.
All right. So this was actually inspired by Rory from the Joe Biden podcast. Should men get something in return after proposing?
Yes.
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 Like I said, Callaway Epic golf clubs.
Yes.
I don't think so.
I think so.
Yes.
Yeah, definitely. We used to get a dowry, guys. Like fathers of the bride used to pay niggas to marry their daughters.
At least a camel. At least.
Exactly. Yeah.
I think
Where did we go wrong?
After the wedding, though. After the wedding, not after just.
Yeah, I don't think like engagement is like what. Honestly, it's just like what are you about to give me? Like truthfully, like what would y'all want? Like y'all want a ring? Like y'all want some kicks? Y'all want a PS5?
Like some kicks? PS5? These are all good ideas.
PS5.
I'll tell you what we want. A hall pass.
A hall pass.
You should already have that.
Mr. Open Relationship, let's go.
What's going on?
Take that shit. Just take it if you want it. What are you talking about?
Oh man! Now we gotta go.
The patrol guy's not. The patrol guy's not there. Did you really touch the wall? Like,
did you? Take
it if you want. It should be the name of the episode.
We're getting real close to the edge here, guys.
Yo, honestly, just real quick. Like, if your girl ever was like, "Yo, I'm giving you a hall pass," you guys are accepting it because I'm saying no. Like, I'm like, no.
She's tricking me.
It's a trick. It sounds like a trap.
It's a trap.
Niggas be doing them anyway. Niggas be doing
That's what I'm saying. Like, if you're doing it, yes, you can do you, but it's just like I'm not taking that risk. Like, yo, babe, I was out.
Would you go after one of her friends?
What?
It's a friend going hurt.
This ship is sinking at a ridiculous.
This pod always takes a turn.
I'm definitely not going after that. Unless it's with her.
I'm not doing the friend. You said let's just wear her? Nah.
You said a friend.
I mean, well, okay. If she came up with it, then you could say, hey, like I wanted to make sure you were fine with it, so I went with one of your friends. Like,
Ty, you're not getting that off.
That
conversation not gonna get off.
Maybe you guys can get it off. I don't know.
I'm gonna try to convince you can. It's a lie.
You can't get that. You cannot get that off with black women. You cannot get that off with black women. So
you're not getting that off. Ty.
You can't win an argument with black women.
Maybe other races. I'm not sure.
You cannot.
You can't win.
It's impossible.
It's futile. Don't even go there.
Don't try.
Don't even go down that bridge, man.
Yo, this is the cover. If you guys want to see it, I don't know.
I saw it earlier. Yeah.
That's funny.
But just a factor cap for the road. I think I wrote it down. Dang. Oh yeah, factor cap. Will all of us be single at the end of the summer?
Wait, oh no, yes.
Cap.
Saying cap.
Y'all niggas are not about to let me walk down and get shot up in front of the fucking. Y'all crazy. What is it?
No. Honestly, it wasn't just about the people in the. It wasn't just the people in the relationship. It was for people who are not in relationships.
Shut the fuck up. The nigga who's single in here, every nigga who's single in here has openly said they're not talking to nobody. Have you heard the conversation going on? Shut the fuck up. Don't tell me you're the nigga. You ain't access to them. Shut up.
But John, that's a lie. John, you know damn well that's a lie because I specifically said I don't have anyone who's listening.
Don't tell him yourself. Don't tell him yourself.
That's all I'm saying. But if someone listens to my podcast, it's gonna be dicey. I hope that doesn't happen. And if it does happen, I'm sorry.
I miss the days that I used to get the text the next day after the pod.
Yes, for real.
I used to get texts during the pod, FaceTime during the pod. That's those days. Yeah, I'm getting old. My birthday's in 2 weeks. Listeners, if you guys want to send me, actually, yo, you guys trying to do something like let's do something for my birthday. I know Phillips. I actually should have invited Phillips this weekend. I mean, this episode because we had a slot. But he did something for his birthday where he donated to COVID-19. Me, Sarky, and Ty, we should start something. We should do a GoFundMe, maybe a stack. Everybody we know try to donate to that for our birthday. How y'all feel about it?
Sarky, you're June too?
Yeah, he's right after me.
Oh, gang.
Oh, and Kev. We got 4 people here.
Kev too.
I think I'm the first.
Gemini.
Yeah, it's Kev, Ty, me, and then Sarky.
I'm with
that.
Wow.
What you expect?
They
fun. All right, Kev, you're in charge of running this. But yeah, that's it for us. This is episode 66 or 67. What y'all say?
66.
I think. Yeah.
No, actually, we're getting higher up in numbers. There's no 66 that we like. Like we haven't done that in a couple episodes because we're going to
Trent Alexander-Arnold from Liverpool.
Route 66.
Nah, just go Trent Alexander-Arnold from Liverpool. So right back.
Route 66. Ty,
Let's
go. I've been here too long. I don't know what's going on.
Turn off Ty's camera. Pull his mic.
Pull his mic. Yo, Ty. Listeners, everyone claps. Shout out to Tyrone for pulling up. We weren't doing guests for a while, and I finally we're getting to the end of the road for guests. We're about to start recording live, so we're making sure we're getting the final people in here. You guys should see us live, and I don't know where we're recording. I don't have a car, so we're definitely not going to the studio. But we're gonna figure something out. You guys will see us live and direct in July. So, if you guys want to be a guest of this podcast in the next, 2 to 3 weeks, fuck with us. Hit us up. If not, see you in July.
Fuck off.
We out here.
All right.